Hey, everybody, give me a second. Excuse me. Oh, shit. Give me a second. I'm public. I have to go private. Or unlisted. What? And there we go. Don't worry, it's the cannabis, not the corona. I'm going to move my keyboard here because no, I'm chopping celery again. This is the last of the store-bought celery. I promise you. I promise you.
If you want to
go away. All right, so let me see. So how's everybody doing today? Let me say hi to some folks. All right, I'm going to do the participants first. Beth Miller, Carol McKinney, Kathy Miller, Donna Holland, Helen Nelms, Jean Phillip, Joanne Bird, Joshua and Doris Artman, Kim Solomon, Kristen Dion, Furby, Super Hazer, Terry White. Now you are a moderator, Super Hazer. You can put your links for your channel in here. Let me now go back and let me go to pop my chat out, bring it over here. Excuse me. And hit live. Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody today? I'm sorry, I had to have my swim. Look at this. Look at the size of this tomato. This is supper. It's my cousin Philip put a post up with all the slicing garden fresh tomatoes. He said it's the only time I like raw tomatoes. I said it's me too. And he goes, that makes us weird, doesn't it? I said, no, honey. The only reason we like fresh tomatoes is because anything we buy in the wintertime is grainy and pink and, has no flavor. No, that's a very sexy tomato. A very sexy tomato. So I'm going to be digging out some bacon and making Howie a great big BLT, or maybe I'll make a club. I'll just take a jar of chicken in. But I'm going to make at least a BLT, and I'm just going to have a toasted tomato sandwich because I live on them at this time of year. Hey, O'Milla, how's it doing, sweetheart? How is sunny Trinidad today? Or are you in your monsoon season, or was that was back in June, wasn't it? I know. And Howie sacrilegiously slathers it in mayo. It makes me insane. So yeah, I know there it is. I'm back to chopping celery. I had 40 pints of beans yesterday. And man, oh man, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to bend my knees this morning. Thank you, God, for marijuana. I had an autoflower turn hermaphro as well. Chopped it up and hung it. Really? I just like, when I was a kid, it would be just on white bread with margarine and salt and pepper, right? And then it became toasted. And now I do like 12-grain bread, right? But it's still got to be toasted with butter, not margarine, salt and pepper. One of these will do a whole slice of bread. One of these slices. It's got a little split in it, but that's okay. That part will get cut off anyway. So yeah, I'm back to chopping celery. This is my last 8 bunches from the store. And then, I got a pumpkin! I got a pumpkin! I just hope, and it's one of them Cinderella pumpkins, like the Libby's pumpkins. I just hope that the spaghetti squash didn't cross-contaminate, like cross-pollinate with it. Because if it gets as big as I hope it does, and right now it's that big, and I just found it. And if it gets as big as I hope it does, that's a lot of pies, man. A slice of bread, thin slices of apple on it with some ketchup. Really? I remember eating ketchup sandwiches as a kid, right? So I'm sorry about the banging, but you know, if I don't work, the pantry don't get filled. It's a nice day, so Howie's staying a little bit longer today at the crack. How would I tame some butter I made too potent? Okay, you want to tame it because it's too potent? Okay, if it's too potent, take however much butter you have, like if it's a pound, melt it down with another pound of butter. Like clarify another pound of butter, and then remelt your butters together. And that will make it half strength, okay? If you've got a pound of butter and you don't want it half strength, you put in a quarter pound of extra butter. But clarify it first, remember? Yeah, exactly. Oh, and fried tomatoes. Oh my goodness. You have bacon and eggs, right? And you cut a bit, and just as you're taking the eggs out of the pan, you slap 2 thick slices of that beefsteak tomato in the bacon grease, and you just grill it a little bit till it loosens the skin, and flip it and grill it a little bit. Can you tell that one tomato sandwich was not going to be enough? One of my ducks ate my only pumpkin plant. I caught her before she ate the last leaf. Aw, Doris. Bev, a new welcome. Who's a new welcome? Hey, Jean. Hey, Emily, how's it going? Yeah, you know, but it's got the tomatoes. I don't even try and eat store-bought tomatoes in the wintertime. I can get it store-bought as long as it's field-grown and field-fresh, right? But we don't get those in the winter here. So, I mean, I live on canned tomatoes in the winter, spaghetti sauces, stuff like that. But when these start coming in, and my God, they're coming in, this is breakfast, lunch, and supper for me. I kid you not. Just tomatoes, tomatoes, tomatoes. I'll grill some and throw them on a plate and just eat them. You know what I mean? Brenda who? Brenda, where's Brenda? I miss Brenda. Hey, Barbara Foreman, how's it going? Brenda Gale. Oh, hi. How's it going? Nice to see you. Has anybody heard from me, T? I'm so glad you're here with us, Brenda. Yeah, I'm not hand chopping. My hands are still sore from snapping beans. Someone said to use scissors, but it's this here. So it doesn't matter if I'm using scissors or snapping, this is still going to get irritated. So I have Bev. She joined the Facebook page and she PM'd me. Has she had the baby? What's going... Okay. You know what, Terry? I'll talk to you after, okay? Just, is she okay? Is she okay? That's all I need to know. Where's Bob? Hey, Bob Brink and Mama Tried. How's Big Sky Billings, Montana today? Now, this is truly an adventure in finding just how much celery, store-bought celery, it takes to fill a half-gallon jar. And I'm going to say, I've got 8 stalks here. 8 and 18 is 26. I'm going to say it takes 20 to fill a half-gallon jar. 20 normal size. Making chocolate crinkle. What the hell is chocolate crinkle? What the hell is chocolate crinkle? Did you bring her into the Facebook page, honey, so that she can... Yeah, you said that, didn't you? So that she can come in? Yeah. Well, hopefully I'll get a chance to talk to her. Remind me what her name is. on Facebook, okay? So that I can, reach out. Oh my goodness. Hi, Whitney. How's it going? How is Virginia today? I'm trying to get as many pieces on here as once, but sometimes they push each other out of the way. Right. Okay. All right. I will check it out. So how's everybody doing today? I canned 40 pints of beans yesterday, and I have to edit that video today. I actually have to finish it. I have to do my closing. And then, I should keep this away from my mouse and keyboard and stuff, eh? They are a cookie, chocolate crinkles. Oh, I'm going to have to look up that. Hey, Julia Johnson McGee, how's it going? And T. Lee. I'm working on watermelon lemonade and dried banana and apple chips. I'm still working on celery. And the next celery video, I promise, will be a canning one. Hey, Kara. Well, what I've been doing is just I'm afraid to talk about it in case it goes wrong on me. Every time I come up with a new plan, something seems to go wrong. But what I've been doing is I make this live stream public, but I only send it to Patreon and the Connected Hearts Facebook page. And just a couple of seconds after I go live, all right, maybe a minute, I go and I make it unlisted. But what happens is it's not live to the public. It's just sending an email to everybody in their email, YouTube. So that, and then I make it unlisted, and whoever gets that and comes in, just don't share the link, folks. And this is a way we can get more people able to come in more often. Hey, Pam, how's it going, sweetheart? Please remember, if you have questions or comments for Bev, please use all caps. Yes, please do. Magic Mike has been dispensed with. So I have a pumpkin, and next weekend we're digging up the potatoes. Is that really, really loud, guys? I don't think you made it unlisted. I came from YouTube directly. That's what I just explained, Kara. Okay? I only announced it to the private Facebook page, Connected Hearts, and to Patreon. And then I came in, and when I hit the go live button, within a minute or two, I then make it unlisted. So my YouTube subscribers will get an email, okay, saying I'm on live. But anybody else outside of getting it through an email or getting it through Patreon or getting it through the Connected Hearts Facebook page, as long as they don't share the link publicly, we're okay. You get where I'm working the system to keep the trolls at bay, to keep the spam bots at bay. Yeah, please remember, don't share this link until after I have made this video public again. Okay? Hi, Charlotte. How's it going? What a great name, Schmeltz. I mean, if you change that E to a U, it's Schmaltz, and Schmaltz is really awesome rendered chicken fat. Oh, it's like butter. But hi, how are you? I didn't mean to compare you to chicken fat, by the way. That's just, Schmaltz made me think of Schmaltz. I picked up fresh cabbage from my local farmer. Yeah, I'm not canning tomatoes this year. I'm not. I might make some tomato powder. Like I might pick up a box of tomatoes, cook them, puree them, and dehydrate them. But I'm not canning tomatoes this year because I'm just going to make a whole bunch of spaghetti sauce, which I also have to do that tomorrow. Is there a link to the Facebook group? Listen, yes, there it is. Now listen, you will get denied if you don't answer the questions, okay? Even if you've only known me a week, you still have to answer the questions. It's how we try and predict. Not everyone gets in. For the simple reason is I have to kind of half recognize you from somewhere. And also, you have to answer the questions, right? Dehydrating tomatoes for tomato powder today. Are you doing them fresh tomatoes or are you doing them cooked? I'm going to cook mine. Like I'm already talking about doing tomatoes. But I love home canned tomatoes. They are the best. Hey, Cindy, when are the carrots out yet? And did you email me with a price for wood? I really don't. I don't even do cooking with cannabis much, right? I don't have the time. I don't have the time and the energy anymore to run 3 channels. Especially a channel that YouTube won't even let me accept tips from. That's why I turned my Patreon to Mrs. Wolfie's Corner, because it covers everything. But I am going to do more videos. I am going to go into my channel and release any good videos that I made private out of pique. And then I will do the occasional video in the Freaky Friday. Why is my camera like going, ooh. That's freaky. Almost time to jar up. WB. What's cowboy candy? Hey, Lacey Black. How's it going? So, no, I really don't do weed tube. I barely do cooking with cannabis. So, I just, especially at this time of year, I might do a few things this winter. I am going to make some candy, hard candy. I just have to get my hands on some liquid lecithin. Although I don't understand why I need the lecithin if I'm cooking the butter. If I'm cooking the butter into a candy, I don't think I need the emulsification of the lecithin. Cowboy candy is sweet pickled jalapenos. Wow. I'm doing videos regarding cooking. Sometimes, definitely, if there are questions to wonder about. Yes, seaweed wondering, folks. Come back, Super Hazer, and put your weed wondering channel, your weed wondering channel in the chat here, okay? Come back. Yeah, we're not going to talk about, whether I'm public or not. I'm not public. I'm unlisted. But I stayed public for about 1.5 minutes just so that you could get the email notifications. Now, hear me. If you've come in here through the YouTube email, like you got an email from YouTube saying I was live, do not share this link, or I will be forced to go back to making unlisted for members only. Do not share this link, because if we get trolls or spam bots that are coming in through, then I'm going to have to be forced to shut it down to unlisted completely again. This will go public as soon as it's over and I have my argument with YouTube about whether it's ad friendly or not, and then I make it public, okay? So let's just don't even talk about that you got the email. If you got the email, great. But don't share the link, and definitely don't put it on Facebook or Twitter. There you go. There's Super Hazer's Weed Wondering. It's his channel for marijuana and all the questions, and he does live streams. He's kind of picking up where I'm leaving off. except that I'm going to do the occasional video, but I got bit by a mosquito on my boobie last night. So I still have to date all my beans and put them in, take the lids off, well, the rings off, and put them in the pantry. The lecithin binds the butter with the corn syrup and the water. I understand that, but if you're cooking it, like I've never had to add lecithin to make hard candy before. Do you understand? I've used butter. And it's a matter of well, maybe, I don't know. But I really don't want to make a mistake, right? It's a very expensive mistake if it doesn't work. Making gumbo today. Going to can it up for this winter. What is in gumbo, Autumn Gypsy? Is there little shrimps in gumbo? Because I got a little bag of frozen pink shrimps in the freezer. I don't know what to do with. So, I mean, let me know what gumbo is, and is it really, really spicy, or can I, back off on the spices, or... No carrots, promise to email tonight. Okay, and I'm not going to bug you anymore. Just let me know when the carrots are in, when you make it into a live show, you go, bah, the carrots are in! And then I'll rush on up to Kaz and buy me a bag. And then I'll do them, and then I'll probably rush back up in Kaz, because I know once they start coming in, they're in until like December. So Amazon. See, I have to get an Amazon card for me to shop at Amazon, but I'm gonna. I want to share with you. Let me just go over here for a second. Why is that on like that? Give me a second here, folks. Here is my, where's my pop-out chat? Here we go. Here is the link. I think. Yes. There is the link for my Amazon page. Now, this isn't my Amazon page. What this is, well, it is, but it isn't. It's like a store, but you don't have to shop there. What I do is I put all the cool things that, there's a whole page on canning and food preservation equipment, okay? And this is all stuff either I use or I want. You feel me? So I put it out there so that you guys, could see some of the tools that I use every single day or want to use. Like I'm seriously talking about getting a steam juicer. Decarbing is called decarboxylation. And what that does is it means you're heating up. Like when you smoke a joint, you're decarbing it as you smoke it. Okay? You're burning it, right? But if you want to activate, you can't just take a bud and eat it and get high unless it's activated. And decarboxylation is where you heat up the marijuana to 240 degrees for 30 minutes. And then you take it out of the oven, and what happens is it turns the THC, the unactivated THC, into THC, which is activated THC. And that way, whenever you make butter or anything else, you've got it already activated. Don't eat a nug of that stuff. It'll mess you up. Okay, Autumn Gypsy. Okay, where are you? Making gumbo today. Safe, less loss? Really? Well, if whatever works for you, but I tell you something, I did a bunch of research on it, and because your stove, the actual proper temperature is 200 and I think it's 45 to 250. 245 degrees is the proper temperature to decarb your wheat. But most kitchen ovens have an error rate of 5 degrees. That's why we go down to 240. And it's only for a half an hour. Whatever works for you, Super Hazer, I'm just saying, I did the research on this. Because I had, you see my old videos, a lot of them had a lot of different temperatures, right? But this, the way I do it now, boom. Works every time. Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, it's good if your oven fluctuates, right? So, I mean, ultimately, make up your own mind, right? Do what you think sounds correct. All right? I mean, everybody has different experiences. All right? And I got this stacked like a Jenga here. There we go. I know this is a strange comment, but you have really nice skin. Who, me? Do you mean me? Who has nice skin? Well, I guess it would be me because I'm the only one you see. Half an hour works as well, but depending the bowl material, etc., 30 minutes might be too short. I'm going to try your way. 212. As soon as I got an oven, that will allow me to get it to that temperature. I swapped out my stove so I could have burners, but now I have an oven that doesn't work. That's not, if you're saying I have really nice skin, what moisturizer do I use? The closest thing to moisturizer I use is shaving cream, because I shave. But other than that, I don't even put soap on my face. The only soap that gets on my face is when I'm shampooing my hair. Seriously. I reserve soap for armpits and nether regions. You know what I mean? I'm half Rastafarian, man. I swear there's Rastafarian in my DNA. Hey, Aldo. How long has it been legal to medicate in your country? It's been legal 3 years, I believe. And it can get very expensive unless you grow your own. Where are you? I paid $140 for this ounce. But it is Afghan Kush. Pretty sure there's no seeds in this stuff. And if there is, I'm saving them. So. Yeah, I don't put soap on my face. You won't be disappointed, Bev. 212 will open up a new world. Okay, I will take your word for it, Super Hazer. Dee Dee Robbins, hi. I'm the same when it comes to creams on your face. Ick. I know. I can't do it. I've never, I mean, as a kid, I thought it was cool. My mother would use Pond's cold cream and stuff like that, but I'm like, nah. What? I'm too busy to fuss. And guess what? Do you want to know the true secret to nice skin? Your diet? Like, you know, I don't eat a lot of processed food. We eat pizzas now and again, or a sub, or a shawarma, but if you notice, those aren't like greasy hamburgers and stuff at a burger joint, right? We do eat poutine occasionally, but we, I'm going to say 90% of our lives, we eat home-cooked food. And hydration. Drink Water, lots of water. Keep your skin hydrated from the inside out. That's the secret to really actually nice, soft skin. I barely had acne issues as a teenager, and I hated water where we lived, right? But I drank a lot of tea. So hydrate. Don't drink a lot of pop. Stay away from sugars. Sugar is becoming a pain issue thing for me. So I've noticed. It's not the tomatoes, it's sugar. I have to shave too. Hormone imbalance from BC back. Well, I had my ovaries removed. But even before that, when I got my tubes tied, I was on anti-inflammatories long term. And anti-inflammatories are not good for fibromyalgia, especially long term. They actually kind of destroyed my system. I can't take anti-inflammatories at all. But when I got my tubes tied, the anti-inflammatories they had me on because I had a baby C-section and made them tie my tubes while they were in there. So my body was kind of going all through some weird shit, and the anti-inflammatories I was on were steroids. And I started sprouting hair on my chin. It wasn't until this last 2 years that I've actually had to start shaving. I used to pluck, but when it got to the point where I was getting a rash from plucking, I just said, piss on it. I'll use Sensitive Skin's shaving cream and I'll just shave. And then someday, when my half-acre homestead, when I can no longer lift the canners, or I no longer have the energy to sit here and chop celery, or do canning, or dehydrating, and I can't imagine that day ever coming, I will get more tattoos, I will shave my head bald, I will grow my beard, and I'll start a new channel! Called Love Yourself. You're going to dry can some flour this afternoon or in the AM. Any good tips? If it's frozen, make sure you put it out on the table and allow it to come to room temperature for 24 hours. Okay? Or you're going to get a moisture problem in the jars and your flour is going to cake. You understand? And don't do it any higher than 200 degrees. I'm allergic to NSAIDs, so never had that as a problem when I had a hysterectomy. I didn't have a hysterectomy. I just got my tubes tied. It wasn't until, I think it was 2012. There's a video of me making a casserole out of store-bought meatballs and noodles and stuff because I had just had surgery. That was when they opened me up. I've had 2 C-sections and an ovary surgery that left me three vertical scars through the same scar over and over again. So when they went to remove my ovaries and fix my hernias, they cut up along either side of that scar and took out an 8-pound slab of scar tissue. And then when they took out my ovaries, fixed my hernias, they pulled that back together and stapled me back together, and I had drains, and it was but the doctor said, I said, well, I had an emotional meltdown about 3 days after getting home from the hospital, and she said, do you want hormone replacement? And I looked at her and said, isn't that birth control pills? And she said, well, yeah, technically. And I said, why would a 50-something woman want to put chemical hormones into her body when now is the time that I don't need them anymore? Right? I don't understand. And she said, well, you'll probably, get some hair on your chin and you'll have vaginal dryness. And I said, well, isn't that what they made lube for? Right? Come on, right? I don't want to chemically correct my body any more than is natural. So I just shave. It was not long after my hysterectomy, and I still have my uterus. And it's still causing me problems. Been looking for a 50-pound bag, haven't found it, so I settled for 2 10-pound bags. I don't shop at Costco or Sam's. Well, if you have this is what I was saying yesterday. If you have a vacuum sealer and you buy the rolls of bags, you can buy your flour in 5-pound bags, especially if you go to like stores where they have like discounts stuff. You'll find a lot of like 5-pound bag or 10-pound bag flours, but 5-pound bags. And all you have to do is slide that whole paper bag into a vacuum seal bag, vacuum seal it, date it, and throw it in your freezer. Weevils will never hatch. You will never have a moisture problem from freezing your flour, right? So, and then, I mean, to me, oven canning it now is just a waste of jars and shelf space. But then I have a nice big freezer, too. I have 2 freezers. So, and my God, the tops are getting rusty. I'm going to have to get Howie to sand them and spray them with some enamel paint or something. TBH, HRT, hormonal replacement therapy might provide benefits, but you have to agree. I don't care. I'm okay. I'm okay. Occasionally, sorry gentlemen, occasionally when I, have to have a piddle and I wipe too hard, it's really sensitive. But other than that, I'm fine. I don't need nothing except sensitive skin, shaving cream, and really good razors. They finally got razors back at Costco. Holy crap, the ones I've been using, I went like this too quick one day, and I got 2 cuts right upside my face. We have minimal freezer space, only the drawer on our fridge. Well, if you can vacuum seal 5-pound bags and throw them in your freezer for a couple of days even, right? Then they're shelf stable because A, they've been frozen and the weevil eggs have been killed, and B, it's been vacuum sealed. So then you can just slide those back, boom, 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 right on your shelf. Doesn't that make sense? I'm going to start looking for 5-pound bags of flour, a giant tiger. But it's not as cheap though. Black cohosh and evening primrose, great for menopause. I don't have menopause anymore. I really don't. I mean, I have my uterus, but it's not doing nothing down there except growing fibroids, right? And my menopause, we're talking 2012, they removed my ovaries. It's been 8 years. I really don't have a whole lot of menopausal symptoms left. I, touch wood, have never had any cancer. I just think it's because, like Howie, I got to watch really carefully. I'm getting my colonoscopy, but let's not talk about this. Cheese and crackers. Let's talk about tomatoes. But yeah, Howie's going to have to get checked soon because the guy who read my meter is only 55 and he got prostate cancer like 3 years ago. So it's like Howie's 53 and he's now just starting to get the interrupted pee stream. Just it'll interrupt for a second and then it'll start again, and that's a sign that he needs his prostate checked. I sent you to a website that sells liquid magnesium. It's for, oh my God, I would love liquid magnesium. I have a hard time. Magnesium, not calcium. If you don't take magnesium with your calcium, you're not going to absorb the calcium. So magnesium is, you want to sleep really well, swim in the ocean. Because the salt water's got a whole bunch of magnesium in it. And I'll never forget. And I mean, when we came back from the beach where my cousin Dee Dee was staying, and then I swam in her pool, and you could tell it was a saltwater pool, right? And we went back to the motel, and Howie had to go get the oil changed or buy water or something. and we were going to go out for dinner that night because it was like New Year's Eve. I slept. I had an afternoon nap. I couldn't help myself. I laid down on the bed and just went to sleep. That never happens for me. Yeah, I know. I'm glad the menopause is almost over. McCann's heart, let's not go that road. Magnesium is good for cramps. You are in a... No, but I'm telling you, it may not be a cure, but guys, what do you think Epsom salts are? Magnesium sulfate. Epsom salts are magnesium sulfate. So I can't have baths, but I want to get a hot tub in the next couple of years if I can. And I want a saline one because it's like Epsom salts, right? I had mine in 2009, had my third C-section 2004, and then monthly became bi-monthly. Yeah, I know. They told me, oh, it's premenopausal when I was 40, and I went, no, my ovaries are sick again. And I was right. But it was 2000, that was 2006. It was 2012 before they removed them. I went years. And they still wouldn't take my uterus. They wouldn't believe me when I said I said, whatever problem's going on down there, it's going to change. It's going to go to my uterus now because you've just taken away its source of fun. I took a magnesium and vitamin B cure a few months ago because my calves cramped often because... Now, who told me to eat a teaspoon of mustard for leg cramps? I got to tell you this, folks. And it's disgusting because I'm not a huge mustard fan. But somebody said, Bev, if you think you're going to have leg cramps, take a teaspoon of yellow mustard. And I forget what day it was, but it was before the holiday, before the vacation. And I was doing double duty from, 8:30 in the morning until, 11, 12, one night it was 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And someone said, and I could feel it. I'm walking around and I could feel it going right up my shins and in my feet. And I thought, oh, I'm going to scream tonight. And then someone said, take a teaspoon of mustard. So I thought, I can't hurt, right? So I just, squirted a teaspoon of mustard, swallowed it, and then gave it a bologna chaser. And I'll tell you something, the cramps never came. And they would have. I shit you not, they would have. You told me? Wow. So, but I do want to get some magnesium, that's for sure. Pickle juice. Really? That's a kind of a blood thinner though, isn't it? I used to drink pickle juice when I was a kid, and my Aunt Josie would say, oh no, that's not good for you. But oh man, I had to stop myself from drinking pickle juice. And has it worked for you though, life? Like taking the teaspoon of mustard? Because it worked for me. I didn't wait for the cramps. I took it before I went to bed, and it worked. It's disgusting, but it worked, right? I have cramps even at max dose of lyrica. Oh my God, Dee Dee, get off the lyrica. That stuff is deadly. I took lyrica once. And it was like worse than cocaine. I wouldn't take lyrica. For starters, it would make me absolutely bug nuts, right? Because it interferes really bad. There's all those at the end of the commercial where they say, if you have depression, blah, 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 or this, or this, or this, or this could do this. That's me. I'm the... Mustard is great for heart. Yeah, better if you smoke. Get off the lyrica. Speaking of smoking, my hands are starting to get sore again. So please pay no attention to the lady behind the fan. There's going to be a couple of days this week where there's going to be no videos. Because I try and upload a video a day, but the thing is I have a quilt to work on too. And Actually, I might wait until after canning season. Only because I don't think my hands are going to be up to me quilting. I'm on Lyrica as well for fibro. It helps me. I also medicate with cannabis. It may help you, honey, but Lyrica is really, really bad for you, and you will become dependent on it. They should call that shit crack. Because I took 2 one night, the first night in Florida with my mother-in-law, because she takes Lyrica. And I slept like a dream. The next day, I was walking. My knees were great. I got in the truck. We went to Walmart, got out of the truck, and I became a lunatic. So I can't do Lyrica. And I you know me, folks. If I can help it, I don't take any pharmaceuticals, right? I have tramadol, which I really don't like. It gives me hot flashes, sweats, and tell me if I hot flashes, sweats, nausea, and the day after I take a tramadol, I'm a zombie for like 24 hours. I won't take it unless I absolutely have to. I reserve that for going to the States, but it really doesn't do much. Where's Tony? Where's Tony? Tony DeLuca! Tony DeLuca! How you doing, baby? I can't help it. It's just a name, Tony DeLuca. Just sounds, like a Jersey Shore Italian name. Tony DeLuca! It's best to stay away from the drugs if you can. Absolutely. Hey, Brigitte, how are you, darling? I'm also a recovering addict, so limited to what I can take. You know what? I'm a recovering addict too, honey. Well, alcoholic. And I had to go through a lot of soul searching because I'm 23 years sober. And I had to go through a lot of soul searching and a lot of research to put marijuana from a street drug over here to a medicine over here so that I could treat it appropriately. Bev. Patricia Furby says, why don't you use your arms to hit the chopper? Because I bruise easy. I mean, like, all my joints are bad, man. I use my fist. If I start using my arms, there goes my shoulder and my elbow. I'll just stick with my hands. Thank you, Brigitte. Do I blanch corn before pressure canning it? Well, you should blanch it to cut it off the cobs, right? Like, drop it into a pot of boiling water and then pull it all out and drop it into ice water. Yeah, blanch it. And then when you cut it off the cobs, it's ready to go. I don't recommend canning fresh corn, like corn. It'll be all cloudy, and you want to set the starch, right? You don't want a jar of starch. Sugar starch. So yeah, blanch your corn. Karen Doc, haha, I'm from Jersey, and that is how I would say Tony DeLuca. You crack me up. I'm a weird person for accents. Trust me, if I ever travel around the world, I will come home and people will wonder where the hell I lived or where I was hatched. Because one day driving through West Virginia, and people thought I was a local, right? One day. Bev, I use tart cherry supplements for joint pain, and it works. Cherry seed or cherry bark? Because I know cherry bark works for pain. Helen Nelms, how's it doing? How you doing, sweetheart? You're welcome. I don't always look at the names. I just look at the questions, right? Hey, Susan Bass, how's it going, sweetheart? Remember, everybody, if you're here from that you got a YouTube email, please don't share this link until after I've made it public, okay? I left it public for the first minute that I went live so that you guys could come in. Okay? That you would get the email notification, but I didn't share the public. I only shared it on unlisted pages. So you're here by stint of email and me doing it public for 1 minute just so you could get the notification. But please do not share. I can't afford, to have trolls coming in and spam bots coming in. I would be forced to stop this experiment. You know what I mean? It was going. It's going. I was napping at my desk. Napping at your desk? Is that even a possibility? No, I'm not on public, Brigitte. I'm on unlisted. Okay. I was on public for 1 to 2 minutes at the beginning of this live stream, and then I knocked it over to unlisted so that my YouTube family subscribers could get an email notification. But I didn't advertise it on Facebook. I didn't advertise it on Twitter. I just put it in my private Facebook page and my Patreon so that there's no public notification other than you getting it through email. So as soon as as soon as I was sure everybody was going to get the email, I went unlisted. And then I will go public again after the fact. Does that make sense? I'm playing the system as best as I can. I zone it all the time at my desk. Oh, I can't zone out. Well, okay, I can if I'm playing like Bejeweled Blitz or something. Exactly. This way, it's not just the patrons and the Connected Hearts Facebook page. But, like I said, if you come in here through email and you share the link and I get crapped on by trolls or spam bots, then I will no longer leave that first minute and a half to go public and notify you, okay? It's all about protecting everybody's time here together. I can sleep sitting up looking at my computer. It's a talent. I bet. So's falling upstairs. Hi, Melissa? Oh, well, there you go. It's nice to see you. Take care, Patricia. So, yeah, I got about, 2 more bunches here to do. Gracie, are the bugs getting ya? The only time I can seem to drop off is in a moving vehicle. And it's taken me an entire lifetime to learn how to do that. But I can only do it when Howard's driving. Because, and now I can't do it actually anymore. Because I've had, I went, hey, red light. Hey, stop sign. He's gotten used to me. Like he's more, when he's driving by himself, he's vigilant. When he's driving with me, he gets a little more lax because we talk. And I'm always pointing out stop signs and stuff. So because I'm a backseat driver. But I only do it if he's making a mistake. So he gets kind of lazy with it, right? 1 more minute on the water bath canner. I fall upstairs often. Yep, I can trip over a dime. Talk about turning on a dime. I can trip on a dime. Oh my God, Carol. Does it bother you now? The broken foot? Take care, Pam. That's why my shins are blue. I woke up with little bruises on either side of my cleavage. Turned out it's the way I'm sleeping. I'm pushing my knuckles in. I blame flip-flops, whether I'm wearing them or not. I can't wear them anymore. I used to wear the kind that went between, my toes, and I would buy them like, $1 a piece at Giant Tiger. But what started, like the soft, spongy ones from childhood, right? But the problem is now, is I don't lift my feet enough and I'll fall off them because I will slide my foot sideways when I'm walking or something, and they'll catch on the edge of a tile or the edge of the deck, and it will twist my ankle and I will go over like a bag of dirt. So it's, we call that carsolepsy. My daughter would fall asleep as soon as we turned the car on. You appreciate what, Suzette? What did I do? So, yeah. So I buy these they're like knockoff Skechers, and they're slip-ons, and I get them from Walmart. They're like $20, and I love them. I love them. I mean, that's all I wear. I have 2 pair, and I just kind of change. One's a bit bigger than the other for when my feet are swollen. And but my feet don't swell often anymore, thank God. It's another thing I give to the celery. Exactly. The reason I say I can trip over a dime is because I was wearing flip-flops in the house. And somebody had spilt something and didn't wipe it up. It was like a drop of coffee, and there was a dime on it, and it stuck to the floor, and I literally tripped over it. Welcome, Hannah. Is it Hannes or Hans? Schmid. How are you, dear? Welcome aboard. So glad you could be with us today. Oh, what's that one? What's the Mr. Rogers song? Give me the first line. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're glowing inside. And when you wake up ready to say, I'm gonna make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling. Very good feeling. I only wear Skechers. I wish I could afford Skechers, honestly. But like Howie bought himself a pair once. And he loves them. Like he has all kinds of shoes, but he reserves his Skechers for like going to a wedding or something. Right? Because they're so comfortable. Not that he dances or anything. Yeah, barefoot. In the winter, I wear slippers because I find my feet more sensitive than they used to be as I've gotten older. Like I used to, right up until, oh my God, probably maybe 2000, I went barefoot everywhere. I got pissy. That's why I wore flip-flops. I got pissy because I had to put shoes on to go to the store, like to, go in the store or drive my truck, right? Because I wore, but my feet would crack, my heels would crack, and they get full of dirt because I did all my gardening in my bare feet. But now I can't. It's just my feet, they need to be better taken care of because they gotta support me the rest of my life. I didn't think I was going to be able to walk this morning. I have a hard time getting shoes, wide feet, and my left foot is always swollen. They come in wide. They come in wide width. These knockoffs. They're just a gray. They look like a gray Sketcher. But now, I walk barefoot around the house. But in the wintertime, I'm always wearing slippers, and I have to wear shoes outside. I have to. My feet have just gotten too sensitive. But I can't wear anything other than a slip-on running shoe. That's as big as a shoe I can wear. I can't wear a boot. I can't wear like those duck shoes or even short boots. I can't. My ankle. It feels like I've got balls and chains on my feet. It feels like I'm walking around in Kleenex boxes made of rubber. It's just awful. I can't wear. I just got to wear shoes. Winter or summer, I wear shoes. I made sure my bell bottoms hid my bare feet. Oh my God, Karen. Yeah. I cannot wear any closed shoe. My toenails will turn black and fall off if I do. Really? Wow. Is that a thing? Like, is that an illness or like... Michelle Stark says, what blade do you use? I use the 1/2 one for my celery. And trust me, you don't want to go any smaller because these dehydrate really small. Really small. It's only been... half of my dehydrated celery I hand chopped. But now I can't... you can get it on Amazon. This is called a Vidalia Chop Wizard. They're a bit pricey, but worth it. Worth it. Let me just go over here and I'll show you because, again, this is my favorite things Amazon page. And what it is there's 2 pages. Hang on a second now. I got to restore my chat. There are 2 pages. One for... Oh, do you want to see? Okay, hang on. Yeah, this is my calendar. It's got to be... My calendar page is getting torn off shortly because this is July. I do this. I just make sure I cut it. Or you can lay it like this. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to be doing onions soon too. Okay. So your question? So, but there's another kind of chop wizard. If you look at that page, that does... It's not a chop wizard. It's a different brand. I think I'm going to try it. I'm going to get Howie to get me a an Amazon gift card so I can you know, try out some of the things, because not everything on that... Oh, I get an itch. Oh, because not everything on that page is stuff I own. It's either stuff I own and use or recommend, or I'm going to try myself. I want to try myself because I think it looks neat. I need that. My wrist goes numb. Oh, yeah. No, this. The only thing I recommend is... Okay, let's do this again. Is if you're chopping anything... don't use it for sweet potatoes or turnip unless you're slicing them really thin, but I still don't recommend it. I've broken more than one chop wizard. Keep your hand on the hinge. The hinge seems to be the weak point with the chop wizard. So just keep your hand on it when you're chopping, right? I love this thing. And it has a smaller one too that I'll probably use for onions because I want my onions to be like really tiny so that they dehydrate better. Oh shoot, I'm all crooked now. You're all crooked now. There we go. There we go. Make sure you're on live chat, not top chat. That's right. Oh no, this is... Once I found one of these, man... I've never looked back. And I've probably burnt through about 3 of them in the last 15 years. So, but it works well for carrots as long as they're no thicker than that, right? Like I would, you know, I would maybe cut them like that size. So if they're a big fat carrot, you just cut it that size and cut it down the middle. And I use the smaller one sometimes for carrots. So, yeah, no, this is a tool I use because, yeah, you've seen me hand chop my celery, but, you know, it's a bugger on the wrists. Would you blanch onions before or after you chop? After. And the smaller you dice your onions, the quicker the blanch. Like, if I use this... I drop the onions in the boiling water, in the stock pot, in the boiling water. I stir it. 1, 2, 3, and then I strain. If they were small, tiny pieces, I would drop it in, stir it once, then strain. Don't cook the onions, okay? You just want to sweat that little skin off the inside of the onion so that it dehydrates better. That little skin, it loosens and then it dehydrates better. Please pray for me, headache, and I'm way too easily overwhelmed with noise. Not good with my crew. Where's your husband? You need some time alone. You need a nap. You need to put a cold cloth over your eyes and let somebody else look after the kids for a couple of hours. Take them to the zoo. Take them fishing. Take them for a walk. Take them for a picnic, Daddy. Let Mommy have a nap with a cold cloth over her eyes. That's my prayer for you. I use my mom's old Vegematic. What's a Vegematic? Like there is one on that Amazon page. There is one of those. Everybody asks me, where do you get that little slicer for your garlic? You can get it on Amazon. It's pricey. I got mine at the dollar store, but it's the only other place I've ever been able to find it, and I keep replacing it because it's cheap, right? So I want to get the one from Amazon, because that's how you slice garlic. So easy. You put the slicer blade on that thing, you put a handful of garlic in, and you just go all around. You guys have seen me do garlic, right? I love my slicer. Yeah. When blanching, could you put the stuff in like a nut bag and drop in and dunk a few times? Absolutely. Actually, my friend, I just might do this actually. My friend Patricia Furby sent me these. And these are made of polyester nylon. Okay? So they will stand up to it. They're produce bags. But yes, you can use like a jelly bag or something, or even cheesecloth. But don't do too much of it at a time because you're not going to get the free flowing of the hot water around your veg. So you're going to trade off for a smaller amount, but blanching more loads if you put it in a bag. So I'm not going to use it for that. I like just dumping it right into a boiling stock pot, or in this case, a canner pot, and then straining it. Eating crushed ice helps. Well, you know why that helps? First sign, when you get a headache, 9 times out of 10, you're dehydrated. I'm sorry, I didn't even think about this. You're probably dehydrated. You need to drink a lot of water right now. Make it room temperature if you can, not icy water, okay? Because what happens is our bodies are like 75% water, but our brains are 90% water, okay? It's just a matter of water and fatty tissue up there. So when you get a headache, 9 times out of 10, it's because you're getting low on your water. Does that make sense? But yeah, you know, the ice chips make sense because you're hydrating. So you need to hydrate. Did you blanch it first, Jessica? Did you blanch your celery first? I'm telling you, Bev, I put a link for a Vegematic in the group. The one I have is from the early 70s. Okay. I have, my friend Serenity Wolf gave me the slicing and grating for my KitchenAid. So I might use that for carrots this year because it makes them kind of square looking, but it saves me a lot of time. Good girl. Yeah, don't ever make the mistake of not giving your celery a good, 2-minute blanch. Like drop it in the best way I can describe a 2-minute blanch is drop your veg into the boiling water and wait for it to come back up to a boil. And then, you know, boil it for like 30 seconds with a couple of stirs, and then that's how you do celery. You want to get it almost partially cooked, or you'll have a hell of a time rehydrating it. Well, there you go. Get water into you, Doris. I'm Vegematic. I can't wait to see it. Watched your video and waiting for them to turn bright green, like you said. There you go. Oh, I got more beans coming in the backyard. Not from my bush beans, but the ones that I threw in and they're climbing. And my uh-oh. Did I just break this? What's going on here? Something's going on here. Please tell me I didn't just break this. Why isn't it sitting in there properly? Why is that not going down properly? I don't want to use it if it's going to break on me. What did I do? I wonder if I've bent this somehow. Sorry about that. It's just I get a little paranoid at this time of year when my Vidalia Chop Wizard seems to play up. I have to leave, my beautiful people. Blessings, Joshua, Doris Artman, try Magnesium. There you go. Why is this not going down properly? Oh, I see. I have a piece of celery stuck in the side. Yeah, it's always best not to slam things like I call Howie the human hammer sometimes, because if he can't get something to work, he'll try and brute force. And sometimes, there we go. Brute force is not the answer. I'm a newbie to dehydrating. What's your best advice, and what item have to be blanched? My best advice, sweetheart, somebody put some dehydrating videos. You have to blanch onions and peppers fast. Celery, carrots, longer. I blanch almost everything now. Beans until they're bright green. I blanch almost everything. Do you have backup? 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Yeah, no, I don't have any backup. But that's okay. This chopper and I are old friends. And I know how to treat it so that it treats me fine. So, I am going to get a backup though. Jars are out of water bath and pinging away. Oh, I love that sound. Ping, 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 ping. It's like music. What do you call it? A glockenspiel of joy is what I call pinging jars. Fresh veg, I blanch, but love doing well, okay. Thank you, Terry. If you buy, there's another thing. If you buy frozen veg like corn, beans, peas, onions, peppers that are diced and frozen, throw them right on the dehydrator. They don't need blanching at all. Only fresh veg does. Thank you, Terry, for catching that on me. My brain is kind of getting there. Yeah. Ping, ping, the jars have sealed, the jars have sealed. I'm going to make a song. Ping, ping, the jars have sealed so sweet. Let's all be merry, because my berries have been pinged. Uh-oh, don't like the feel of that. Okay, it's just too many. So, oh my God, it's been an hour and 14 minutes. My backyard makeover starts in 3 weeks. Howie is home for the next 2 weekends, so he is building my turkey pen, and because they're still in a big cage, right? They're not big, they're small. They're still in a big cage, but they need more room. Okay, so he's going to take my suggestion, wall off the back of the greenhouse with some skids. And then we have 2 pieces of plastic nylon, the lattice, the white plastic lattice, 4x8. And I said, just put one over top and leave me enough room with some kind of fencing lid that I can just lift off and feed and water them. Right? That's next Saturday and Sunday. We are digging potatoes. Time flies when we're having fun. Got a deal on number 10 cans of diced carrots. Dehydrated them yesterday. Smart girl. I get a lot of people asking me, can I recan vegetables? I don't recommend it. Tomatoes, yes. Because they're not being canned in. Tomatoes are canned in their own juice. Other vegetables are canned in water. And once they're canned, a lot of the nutrients go into the water. If you have to recan them, you're taking the last of the nutrients out and making them mush. Now, I realize a lot of people did that back in the day, but now we have dehydrators. So it's best if you just empty out the cans, give them a rinse, give the vegetables a rinse, and throw them right on the dehydrator. Right? But don't rinse the frozen ones. Just dump them on. Carrots did fine. We'll use in soups. $2.50 for a number 10 can. You can't beat that, right? Everyone, you can get. I've put a thing in that Amazon thing where you can buy sleeves of lids, but I don't know the quality. All I know is that they're on. You can get sleeves of lids at Amazon. But if you can frozen veg after, but you can frozen veg after they thaw. No. When I canned corn and peas that I got frozen organic corn and frozen organic peas at Costco, and I canned them. And I rinsed them. I didn't thaw them. I just rinsed them. Right? And they went straight into the jars. You don't have to thaw them out. Just make sure the water you pour in is boiling. Right? Thank you to Susan Bass. I have some nice wide mouth lids. I'm really glad because we're doing potatoes next week. And I have no idea how many potatoes I'm going to get. I have no idea if the bugs did enough damage to stop the potato growth. I have no idea if the weeds took over nutrition. I have no idea. If I get 20 pounds of potatoes, I'll be happy. If I get 50 pounds of potatoes, I'll be ecstatic, right? But I am going to dehydrate and can. And I'm going to follow somebody's idea, and I'm going to make potato powder this year. What can I soak my ankles in for bug bites? Vinegar water. I have about 15 bites on each ankle. Have you tried vinegar? Yeah, have you tried vinegar? Put warm water in a foot bath and put in a cup of vinegar. It'll sting a little bit, but it'll actually help. Did you get your Connected Hearts mug out of the coach? No, the coach is at the races. The coach is at the races. Give me a second. Are we bored yet? Are we bored yet? Green beans are finally blossoming. So we'll be a late canning for them. I just finished canning the beans I got at the market. And the beans that I have coming now from the vines are going to be getting dehydrated, because all my dehydrated beans this year are from my garden. All the canned beans are from the market. I'm deciding, I'm figuring out how much it actually takes to fill half-gallon jars with dehydrated veg. I want my pantry chock-a-block full. And pretty soon it's going to be flu season. And I'm not going to want to go out. Period. Or you can bite the bullet and put some vinegar or alcohol on a paper towel and rub the bites. Like, just dab the alcohol, lemon juice, vinegar, any one of those things dabbed onto bites. They'll sting, but they won't itch for long. Right. Yeah, bugs love me too. They don't like Howie. I don't know. He says it's because he works in the body shop industry, and that he works with chemicals so much that the bugs just smell them and go, ew. No. They like me because, you know, I don't work with a lot of chemicals. How long do you boil dehydrated veg to rehydrate them until they're rehydrated? I learned from my mistakes. With the dehydrated veg, and I'm making vegetable broth real soon. Quarts and quarts of it. Use a cup and a half, 2 cups or a pint of broth or water to a cup and a quarter of veg. You just bring it to a boil, and then once they look like they're plumping up really nice, turn it off, put the lid on. Witch hazel helps too. Oh my God, my pantry. Don't even get me started. I just keep moving jars, empty jars down the line. I got stuff from, I'm all out of my 2018, I think, except for my cubed ham, which I'm going to make red beans and rice the first rainy day. I think I'm going to look for more chicken breasts to can, just because I don't like relying on my freezer as much as I used to, and I also like things having pre-cooked that are quick. Oh, my elbow's starting to go. My elbow is starting to go. And if you have a long piece, you can put it on diagonally too. Spray Windex. Actually, I'm starting to sound like that's the guy from my Big Fat Greek Wedding. I'm starting to sound like him. Dawn and vinegar. Use Dawn and vinegar for everything. Cheese and crackers. I'm losing my balance here. There we go. Burns, hemorrhoids, anything that burns or itches. I got suppositories, prescription suppositories, thinking they would do better. I think I'm allergic to something in them because they make it worse. They make it burn and itch, whereas the over-the-counter ones don't. To have a second pantry? How many kids do you have? Arthur and Mel do a lot of dehydrating now, and they're doing a lot of their own canning, pickling and stuff. So I no longer I was going to make pickled beans out of the last batch of beans from the market, and then I went, no, wait a second. Arthur said he was making pickled beans. So no, I don't have to, I don't know. Whoa, almost put that in the wrong pot. So I'm almost done here, folks, and we've been here almost an hour and a half. Yeah, I'm going to start doing that too, Donna. I'm going to start when I see them on sale. I'm going to be going to Costco soon, probably the end of the month, and doing a big shopping. Like, not a big shopping, but I will get... Oh yeah, I still didn't receive my Mucinex from Walmart, so I ordered it again. And I have a whole bunch of Walmart stuff that actually were refunded. So I think my Mucinex was one of them. So I've ordered it again. But I finished my Christmas shopping. Socks and underwear for everybody. Thank you, Walmart.ca. So, I mean, there's going to be a few personal gifts. Maybe an Amazon card or whatever, right? So, yeah, I'm going to can some more chicken breasts. I am, because I still have to get... I have to make some garlic sauce. That's why I had Howie bring home lemons. I still want to make some garlic sauce because I want to do a shawarma video, right? So, $1.49 a pound. Where the hell did you find them? You must be in America. You must be in the United States, because I'm lucky if I can get them for $2.99 a pound. Anyway, listen, I'm almost done here, and I really should be getting off. I'm getting really close to the end of my data, and my last phone bill for Howie and I was $270, because I didn't know I couldn't text to the United States, and I was texting good night to my brother every night, and to the Patricias and to Dallas Red, and I got a ding for like $25. It's like, what? Right? So, for all those who care to, please help me close with a spiritual hug. This is a non-denominational prayer to the higher power of your understanding. Okay? Don't let the fact that I call my higher power God dissuade you from adding your positive energy to this prayer, no matter what your faith. All right? So for all those who, and if you don't want to stay, that's no judgment. There's no judgment. Everybody does their own thing. That's what this is all about. Right? So, nice deep breath. Hey God, it's us Connected Hearts. And God, I just want to say thank you for so far me finding a way to let more people into our live streams. It may not happen all the time, but you know what? The more connected hearts there are, the more there is for time for people to show up. So thank you, God, for today. It's been a really cool live stream. And thank you for bringing all these new people. It's wonderful. But God, we got a lot of our friends. Oh, and thank you, God. Our friend's husband is finally starting to feel better. They've had a harrowing week with hospital runs and all kinds of meningitis and all that stuff. So thank you for looking after them, Lord. And thank you for looking after all of our friends who are sick or physically challenged, or in an emotionally rough place right now, or financially, or mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in need. We lift all of them up to you, God. But God, there's a lot of people left in the world that don't have a faith, or don't know that they can turn to you, or may have had a faith and didn't understand it well enough, and it let them, they felt let down. There's a lot of people that are alone or abandoned, sick, distracted, neglected, rejected, addicted. God, there's a lot of people that need to feel your love, whether they understand it or not. So God, we lift them up to you as well. Right, God? Today, God, because we all know that where there are two or more gathered in your name, there you are also. And please, God, remind people that if you live in the light, there's no place for the darkness to hide. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Peace be with you. Blessed be. merry meet, miigwech, whatever your salutation is, let it be said with love and respect, because you never know. You just never know who's listening. Be honest with yourself and be honest with your feelings. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead saying, all things being equal and normal, we will see you tomorrow. Mwah! Take care. God bless. I have celery to blanch.